Hi, I'm Brooke Glazer. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw this lovely butterfly in Procreate. I'm going to be using my favorite texture brushes from the Texturific bundle by Bardo Brush. I'm also going to be using one of my favorite color harmonies, complementary colors. Don't know what color harmonies are? I've got an entire class dedicated to helping you choose stunning color combos and explaining what all of the color harmonies are. But for now, let's start making some butterflies. For this tutorial, I've created a butterfly outline with the color palette that I used in this piece. I've linked it in the description below. To download the file on your iPad, tap and hold onto the photo until these three options appear. You'll want to choose Add to Photos. Let's get started. I'm going to create a canvas that's 8 inches by 8 inches at 300 dpi. Next, I'm going to add the butterfly image that I just downloaded. Hit Add and go Insert a Photo. And from there, I can insert the outline of my butterfly, and it's also got my color palette as well. Now, the first thing I want to do is add a new layer, and we are going to use something super fun and super satisfying called Drawing Assist. So if I go to the wrench icon, I go to the Canvas tab, I'm going to toggle on the option that says Drawing Guide, and then I'm going to tap Edit Drawing Guide. I'm going to go down to this bar over here where it says Symmetry, and I am going to turn, it's going to automatically turn this on, and it's going to also put a line in the center of my canvas. If I zoom in here, you can see there's like this blue circle. This is going right through the center of my butterfly, and this is going to be super cool, you guys. So what happens is now I can tell that the layer assist is on because this layer says assisted. And I start drawing on one side of my butterfly. Ta-da! It's going to draw both sides of the butterfly in one go. So the first thing I'm going to do is fill in the body of my butterfly, and I'm going to use that with black, and I am actually going to use a Texturific liner. I like the Bardo Gritty liner. And I'm just going to come in here and draw the shape of this butterfly. And this also will just give a little bit of character to the antennae, so it's not going to be like perfectly smooth. So I kind of like that shape. Now I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to start drawing the wings. And I want the wings to be underneath of the body, so I'm going to move the whole layer underneath the body. So I'm going to grab the first blue color on here. You can grab any of the colors I've provided in this printout by taking your finger and tapping and holding it above any of these colors. And what will happen is the little eyedropper symbol will kind of pop up, and whatever color you lift your finger up on, that will be the color that you can now draw with. And I want you to notice that as I start drawing this butterfly, the wing of this butterfly, it's not drawing on both sides. So what I want to do is I want to come to this layer, I want to tap it, and I want to check the option here that says Drawing Assist. So I'm going to turn Drawing Assist on this layer. There we go. Now I'm going to get color in both on all sides of this. So I'm going to draw the lower wings. And I'm going to draw an outline of the lower wings. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop the color in so that it fills in the entire wing. Okay, now I'm going to, on a new layer, turn on Drawing Assist, and I'm going to draw the upper wings. Okay, and now I'll drag and drop this color in. Cool, now I have some nice two sets of wings, and what I want to do is I want to create some shading on the lower wings so that I can tell that the upper wings are above the lower wings. So I'm going to go back to the wings on the lower layer. I'm going to turn on Alpha Lock, and I'm going to do that by swiping 2 fingers on this layer, swiping it to the right. You can also tap on the layer and choose Alpha Lock. And now I am going to grab this darker blue color. Now I'm going to use one of the Texturific shaders, and I'm going to use the Bardo Rough Paper shader. You can use whatever shader you want, but I am going to come in here and I'm just going to create, I might make my brush a little bit smaller, just a little bit of shading between the top and the bottom so that it looks like these wings are underneath of those wings. Okay. Now I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to bring it above both of these layers, and I'm going to tap and turn Drawing Assist on. Now I want to add some details to these upper wings. So I'm going to use the black, and I am going to go to my Texturific liners, and I'm going to use the Bardo Tulle liner. And I want to create some details around these wings. And I want to make these wings black tipped. And I'm not worried about like getting every single part of it black. I just want to get a little bit of it black. Nice. I think I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom here. I'm going to fill this bottom portion in with black. I like the way that looks. Let's add another layer. Turn on Drawing Assist, of course, and I'd like to make some circles on these wings. So I'm going to use black again, and I'm going to switch to the gritty liner. I like this brush. I like to use a variety of textures. So I'm going to draw a circle, the best circle that I can. If I draw a circle and I don't lift up my pencil, it will pop the quick shape tool on. And once that turns into a quick shape, it can hit the edit shape button and make this into a perfect circle. So I'll make that a perfect circle, and then I'm going to draw a sliver like this and fill it in with black. And I am going to use white on the other side of the circle and fill that other side in with white. I love the markings, and this is some of the markings that I've found on butterflies in my research. You might find other different types of lining or details, and I totally encourage you to borrow whatever details that you find inspiring from one butterfly's marking on your own butterfly. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some dots into the wingtips here. And let's actually go ahead and make our background this dark yellow color. Now I'm not choosing to use yellow with this just randomly. I'm choosing it with a purpose. If you go into the color pickers and you switch to Harmony, one of the options here, if you tap on the name underneath of the word colors, you can choose a different kind of harmony. And the color harmony that I am using is complementary. Now the opposite color of blue is yellow. So that's why I'm using the yellow. Now if you had made your butterfly pink, the opposite color would have been this green color over here. Now there's more to choosing good colors than just saying, oh, the opposite color is yellow, so I'm going to use yellow. There's a little bit more to it than just that. But this is a great start if you don't know which colors to choose, to try playing around with some of these options in here. Now I've got a class that goes really in depth into color theory, and we talk about hue and value and creating your own color palettes that are even different than the ones that Procreate suggests. So I encourage you to check that out if you're interested, and you can find that in the description below. And I'm going to draw some lines that come out from this butterfly, kind of towards the center here. And these are, you'll notice that these little like teardroppy kind of shapes, they're not all the same length, and they're not all the same width. And I'm going to fill them in. And I don't want it to be perfectly smooth. I want a little bit of texture in here. That looks cool. I'm going to grab the light blue and do the same from the center going downwards using a different color. So I'll make the middle one the longest, and then the two on the sides I'm going to make shorter. Cool. Now I'm going to use this bright yellow, and I'm going to create some circles. So I want the biggest circle, I want to be down here, and then as I get further up the wings, I want them to be a little bit smaller, because I think that creates some really nice visual interest. It's not like they're all the same size. They're all different sizes. And maybe I'll grab the darkest blue and do the same thing along here. Add some blue dots with the biggest one being up there. Maybe I'll even put some little dots around the moon. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Now, I love that we've got this nice texture in the bottom wings, but I'd like to add a little bit of texture in the upper wings. So I'm going to add another new layer. I'm going to tap Draw and Assist onto there, and I'm going to use a medium dark blue, and I want to use, let's go to the shaders, and I want to go to the very first one, the salt shaker. So I'm going to just draw, make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to draw some darker textural lines on my butterfly in here. Nice. I think that is some really cool details. I'm going to turn off my sketch layer, that layer that had all the references on there, and I am going to just maybe do one more final detail of adding little star shapes around the butterfly. So I'm going to tap on the brush icon, and I'm going to go to my liner, and I'm going to stick with the gritty liner. I'm going to start a new layer, and this time I'm not going to use Draw and Assist because I want to make these randomly around here. We've got a lot of nice symmetry in this butterfly. I don't want to have I don't want to have everything in this photo be exactly symmetrical. So I'm going to use just some of these so I'm just going to draw some little like X's and pluses, maybe some X and X over here with a line through it, some little ones over here. You could do your traditional little star shape, but I'm just going to add these randomly and at different sizes around the canvas just to kind of draw my eye, invite people to look all the way around the canvas, anywhere where I think there'll be like a nice little highlight. And there you have it. We drew a really nice, fast, easy butterfly. And you know, you can totally come in here and customize the details that you add. But just remember, try and use a variety of textures and a variety of shapes and have fun with it. I love seeing your art. Here are some of the amazing artists who've made art from my tutorials and classes. If you'd like me to feature your work, use hashtag #DrawWithBrooke and tag me at Paper Playgrounds. The brushes I used in this tutorial are from the Texturific bundle by Bardo Brush. She's an amazing brush maker, and I highly recommend checking out all of her other sets at bardobrush.com. And if you'd like to learn more about how I choose my colors, check out my class on color theory. I go over the 5 most common mistakes people make with color, the different color harmonies, and how to create your own unique color palettes. I'll show you several ways to fix your colors when they just don't feel like they're working, and what you need to know about color when you're going to print your art. If you enjoyed this tutorial, you might like the other ones on my YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting.